Have you ever seen a small argument at a beer hall or a bus stop turn into a big fight where someone gets badly hurt? Or perhaps you've wondered what the law says about someone touching you or a loved one in a way that feels wrong or disrespectful. Violence and unwanted touch are things we all fear, but the law in Zimbabwe has very strong rules to protect your body and your dignity. Today, we are combining two very important topics: how the law deals with physical fights and how it protects us from sexual crimes. Welcome back to our series. Today, we are covering assault and violence laws as well as sexual offenses laws. These are found in the Criminal Law Code. Because these laws are all about protecting your physical body, we are looking at them together. We will talk about what counts as an assault, what happens when people use violence in public, and the very serious rules regarding sexual consent and the protection of children. There are four main areas we need to understand today. First, assault. This is when someone physically attacks you or threatens to hurt you in a way that makes you believe they will actually do it. Second, public violence. This is when a group of people works together to cause a riot or disturb the peace. Third, rape and aggravated indecent assault. These are very serious crimes where someone has sexual contact with another person without their permission. Fourth, sexual crimes against young persons. The law gives extra protection to children and young people under the age of 16, even if they say yes. Let's look at some real-life situations. Imagine two neighbors are arguing at a community borehole. One raises a large stick and screams that she is going to break the other's head right now. Even if she does not actually hit her neighbor, the fact that she threatened her and her neighbor believed she was about to be hurt is called assault. If she actually swings and hits her, it is still assault, but the punishment becomes much heavier. Sometimes, a disagreement between two people at a football match grows until 10 people are throwing stones and breaking windows. The law calls this public violence. Even if you did not throw the first stone, if you join the group and help cause the chaos, you can be charged with a very serious crime. The most important word in sexual laws is consent. Consent means both people clearly agree and want to be involved. If a person says no, or if they are too drunk to know what is happening, they cannot give consent. In Zimbabwe, even if a couple is married, one spouse cannot force the other to have sex. The law calls this marital rape, and it is a crime. The law is very strict about young people. In Zimbabwe, a child under 16 cannot legally give consent to sexual acts. This means even if a 15-year-old says they want to be with an older person, the law still sees it as a crime because the young person is not old enough to make that choice. The punishments for hurting or violating others are some of the toughest in the country. Assault can lead to a fine or many years in prison, especially if a weapon was used or if the person attacked was a police officer. Because public violence hurts the whole community, you can be sentenced to up to 10 years in prison. Rape is one of the most serious crimes, and a person convicted can be sent to prison for life. Sexual crimes against children also carry long prison sentences to ensure our children are kept safe. Here is some important safety advice. First, keep your hands to yourself. Even a small push or a threatening gesture can get you arrested for assault. It is always better to report a problem to the police than to use your fists. Second, consent must be clear. Maybe does not mean yes. If someone is sleeping or intoxicated, they cannot say yes. Always respect boundaries. Third, protect the vulnerable. If you suspect a child is being abused, or if you see public violence starting, move to a safe place and call the police immediately. Finally, if you or someone you know has been a victim of these crimes, please go to a clinic or hospital immediately for medical help and to gather evidence. To summarize what we learned, assault includes both physical hitting and scary threats. Public violence is a group crime that carries a 10-year penalty. Rape and sexual assault are about the lack of consent, and being married is not an excuse to force someone. And finally, children under 16 are protected by the law, regardless of what they say. In our next video, we will talk about Part 5, Drug Laws in Zimbabwe. We will discuss what counts as a dangerous drug and what happens if someone is caught with mbanje or other illegal substances. Thank you for listening. Stay safe and stay legal.